Gi-hun might just be the luckiest man in Squid Game history, because if you strip away all the plot armor, all the convenient saves, the dramatic twists, his chances of actually winning drop to almost nothing. Let's break it down game by game. Game 1, red light, green light. This is where over half the players died. But most didn't die because of the doll, they died from the panic, turning around or trying to run away. Gi-hun stayed calm, focused, and that gave him a massive edge. Now, yes, he tripped near the finish line in the show and Ali saved him. But that was pure drama for us, the audience. Realistically, he would have stepped on a dead body, regained balance, and finished. After surviving the panic, the rest of the game is pretty forgiving. So I'd give Gi-hun's chances here are 80%. Strong start. Game 2, Dalgona. This is where the plot really shows. Gi-hun got the hardest shape, the umbrella, because it made good TV. But let's be real here. If Sang-woo figured out the trick early, he wouldn't hide it. He knows teamwork improves survival, and the more winners means more chances to trade solutions in future games. With that in mind, Gi-hun probably would have picked an easy shape like a triangle. And with that, I gave him 90% chance of surviving this round. Lights out. Now, this wasn't an official game. Players turned on each other in a nighttime brawl. Gi-hun barely survived, dodging attacks until the guards stepped in. And here's the thing, would that many people really go on a murder spree just because of a few words at lunch?
2번 가져갔어요. 내가 봤어요.
Maybe some, but not half the room. In real life, more players would have gone defensive. So while there's still a big risk of catching a fatal hit, Gi-hun's quick reactions gave him a good chance here. So let's call it 70% survival. Game 3, Tug of War. This is where things look grim. Gi-hun's team had women, an old man and fewer strong men. Their opponents, 10 guys with muscle. Il-nam's lean-back trick was clever, but it's designed for a slight disadvantage, not a huge one. And Sang-woo's 3-step strategy needed perfect timing. In show, both just happened to work together. Without plot armor, the other team could have recovered instantly. Realistically, Gi-hun's team was outmatched physically. I'd give them 25% odds at best. Game 4, Marbles. Now, this is a tricky one. Gi-hun picked Il-nam as a partner, which should be a death sentence. But of course, Il-nam was secretly the mastermind, so he survived by default. Without that twist, it comes down to pure chance. Most of the marble games were luck-based, unless you pulled a Sang-woo and manipulated your way through.
쉽게 말이 안 되잖아. 지금 이 상황이 아니에요.
So for Gi-hun, without Il-nam protecting him, his odds dropped to a coin flip. 50% survival.
이름이 생각났어. 내 이름은
Game 5, Glass Bridge. Statistically, this game is brutal. With 16 players in 18 steps, each 50-50, you would expect around 7 survivors. But Gi-hun hesitated when picking a number, which meant he'd be left with either number 1 or number 16. That's worst or best. Pure luck. Ironically, that hesitation actually improved his odds. Instead of 43.75, he's now got a clean 50% chance of making it through. Of course, in the show, only 3 people survive the bridge, which feels unrealistic. Naturally, more players should have made it across, maybe 6 or 7. The final game, Squid Game. This is where it all comes down to. Gi-hun versus Sang-woo. On paper, that's a 50-50, but the difference is mindset. Gi-hun hesitates to kill. We've seen it multiple times. Even when it would help him, he freezes. Sang-woo, on the other hand, has already killed to survive. In a real fight, that edge matters. So I drop Gi-hun's odds to about 40% here. The math? Let's add it all up. Red light, green light, 80%. Dalgona, 90%. Lights out, 70%. Tug of war, 25%. Marbles, 50%. Glass bridge, 50%. Final game, 40%. Now, if we multiply those together, Gi-hun's total chances of survival comes out to just 1.26%. That's about 1 in 80. So basically, without plot armor, Gi-hun was never destined to win. He wasn't the strongest, he wasn't the smartest, and he definitely wasn't the most ruthless. He just got lucky, over and over again. And that's the real takeaway. Squid Game isn't the story of a genius outsmarting the system. It's the story of an ordinary man who survived impossible odds because the plot bent around him. If you think about it, that makes him the most relatable character of all. Because, let's face it, most of us wouldn't win Squid Game either. So what do you think? Was Gi-hun just lucky? Or do you believe his compassion really gave him an edge? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know which player's survival odds should I break down next. And hey, with only a 1.26% chance of winning, the fact that Gi-hun walked away alive makes him the unluckiest man to enter the game, but the luckiest one to leave. Thanks for watching.